Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 3 of my monthly look at Clockwork Empires, currently in Alpha 44, as published to the stable branch. My name is Alfred. Clockwork Empires is being developed by Gaslamp Games. It's a game in early access, so everything is subject to change. Stuff is broken, stuff is not complete, but a lot of the basic systems are in play. Now, I did a whole bunch of talking in the previous 2 episodes. I promise I'm just going to get around to just playing. One thing I will address, comments in my previous video. First off, I had a commenter mention that these beds aren't getting built, basically. This vat isn't getting built because they need planks. Here we go. See, a simple cot needs both bolts of cloth and planks. And I haven't produced any planks. And the reason for that is even though I've got a functioning carpentry, I didn't queue up any planks. So that's one thing. I'm going to get on that right away. And to make some planks, I've actually got to assign a worker here. Let's say Zora Golden Cripple. Right now you work in the carpentry. That will be your job. And when you're not sawing up planks, you're allowed to do these other jobs. And I'm going to say I want a standing order of 7 planks at all times. Now, another comment on the previous video. I have a regular viewer, and I'm going to have great difficulty pronouncing his name. But because a popular thing to do in Dwarf Fortress is to rename your dwarves, give them the names of people you know, or acquaintances, or friends. And regular viewer Yaroslav Przydzenkovsky has requested that I insert his name into this game. He would like me to rename, I believe, Everett Boomer. I hope I got your name right, by the way, because if he doesn't die immediately, I'm gonna have to keep saying his name. So Yaroslav, I believe, is the proper pronunciation here. Oh my goodness. Zecinkovski. There we go. Long may you live, Yaroslav. Look at that. And he's actually part of the farming crew. So one thing I will mention, a farm plot this big will probably occupy all of a farming crew's time. Like, they won't do other things. Even if I draw out, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna plot out a smaller plot, specifically for flax. So even if I assign Yaroslav's farm crew here, they will probably never get to it. Let's clear out this rubble here. Basically because they won't move on to the second plot until this first plot is completely tended to, which is not likely to happen until, first of all, they have a full crew, but also unless, there's nothing else for them to do. So no one will ever grow flax here until I assign another crew here, which is, I'm going to do that now, Bessie Goldenbird. So, with an eye on producing more beds later, I'm actually going to start growing flax now. As often happens, I forget about beds and stuff until later in the game, and then I remember to grow flax, and then it takes even longer, and people have to go without sleep for longer. It makes them grumpy, and they get into fistfights with each other, and it's not good for morale. So, the kitchen is getting built. As soon as at least one of these ovens is built, I'm going to start cooking food. And in the meantime, what is this node? A mine here will produce sand. Well, that's good to know. Oh, here's a jungle fowl. I really do need to be concerned a little bit about my military strength, as my only soldier right now is the one I started with. Oh, it's the man we renamed Brad Pitt, in fact. Brad Pitt's 144th Guards. Hanging out with Yaroslav. Otherwise, what else can we build? Now we've got a steady source of clay, so I'm thinking I'll build a ceramics workshop. Although, either a ceramics workshop or maybe a metal smith. Oh, first of all, I've got a new overseer. Okay, actually, the first thing I'll do is so I need a good crew assigned to the kitchen. So Yaroswaf and Bessie are both farming crews, so Edwina will be my kitchen worker. And now I can queue up food. So, in the jungle biome, which is the only biome in which chilies grow, prior to this revision, it used to be to turn chilies into cooked food, you needed coconuts, because those two ingredients together would make coconut chili, which is still an option. However, a new option is just to make them pickled chilies, which is kind of like the pickled orange fungus or the lingonberry preserves and things. It takes 1 unit of chilies and turns them into 1 bushel of these pickled chilies. So it's not included in basic food. I believe that's because there are multiple recipes. So in the same way that in the temperate biomes, where you can grow wheat, bread is not included in the basic food, but is broken out into a separate item. It's because bread also has a second use as beer, as an ingredient for beer. Anyway, we're going to start cooking up food now. Oh, actually, I should probably also just queue up a bunch of regular food. And if necessary, I can swap around their priorities thusly. Although at this point, it doesn't really matter. I believe I will... You know what? Actually, I always forget. When my first shipment comes, it always hits people in the head. I'm going to build a tower. I'm going to put my tower out here. Now, the airship mast is just a beacon, and that's where your dropped supplies and new immigrants arrive. If you don't specify location, then the crates of supplies just drop in the first place you spawned, which is frequently also the same place you built your colony, which means there are people walking around and they get hit in the head by falling crates. So I'm going to build a tower, just so I don't forget. Oh, time for favor. Got so little favor, so little prestige that I can't afford any of these, and I don't need another naturalist, so I'm just going to not use up that favor. Oh. My naturalist found a location for a stone mine. It's pretty important, although I can't see it in the midst of these trees. Actually, I'm going to clear these out, because I have a feeling I'm going to have to set up a proper stone quarry. How am I doing for... Actually, yeah, I need the timber anyway. And I've got new colonists. I can accept 3 colonists, or I can turn them away. I'm going to accept them. Time to do a little reassignment. Huh. Does my colony only have 1 pistol? Alright, I'm happy with the auto assignment. Some of them have been assigned to squad number 1, the farm. This is the carpentry. The carpentry really only needs 1 person, so I'm just going to take away Zora Golden Crimble's employee here. I could assign... I'm going to assign that employee to the kitchen instead. And the mast is complete. Okay, I think the next thing I'll build will be the ceramics workshop, just so I can start making bricks. Their ceramics workshop can actually be quite small, because it only needs... Frankly, to function, it really only needs 1 module, which is this stone ceramics kiln. These other ones are all... they're luxuries. I've never needed bricks so badly that I need a super high efficiency like brick ceramics kiln or anything like that. But if necessary, I can always upgrade. But for now, just put in a couple of these. And let's see. So the ceramics workshop requires planks and stone. Yep, I'm on that. Although we have exhausted that earlier stone outcropping. Well, it's a good thing my naturalist found that rhyolite site. When this gets cleared out a bit, I actually might build a mine there. just so I have a source of stone. So, well, this is the autosave, by the way. It fires off automatically every 10 minutes, although if you prefer not to have the game autosave and just do manual saves or whatever, you can. That's an option. You can enable or disable from the menu. One thing I'll mention at this point, I always seem to come back to farming, but farming has become increasingly intricate, and farming management has become increasingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Subtle or nuanced. And I think rather than, oh, I've got another overseer. I think rather than harping on farming every time I play this, I think I might just do like a separate crop talk video, just discussing the things I think I understand about how farming works, and maybe techniques for optimizing your food production. I don't know. If you think that's something you might be interested in hearing me talk about, if my voice doesn't put you to sleep already, please let me know in the comments, I guess. I have a really hard time gauging what people want out of these videos. But I think farming is one of those topics that can benefit from a lot of detail, but I don't know if people, like at the stage in the game, because features are always changing and stuff, I'm not sure people really want to hear about it yet. Bandits, and there's a new bandit camp somewhere. Our current orders are to shoot them on sight. That's fine. Okay. Actually, so I'm just wondering if anybody is not assigned a job. I can just look up here at the bar. Is the number of idle work crews display. So there's at least one work crew which is not doing anything. Like hasn't spontaneously picked up any of these hauling or chopping jobs and isn't currently doing something in a workshop. Oh, now it's several idle work crews. If you're idle, you can start harvesting these clay nodes, or maybe just this one clay node. I don't need a lot for now. So the flax harvest is well underway. Hildred has discovered yet another source of sand out here. So the mining UI is definitely something that could use some love. Like, she's surveyed a node and it's out here somewhere. If I come back half an hour later and I'm like, I need sand. Where was that sand node again? I would never be able to find it. Or I could manually investigate these little carrots one by one. But if it's hidden in a clump of trees, I'll probably never find it. The devs have acknowledged this as something, they plan to work on as well. I would personally like to see some kind of permanent flag that indicates what the yield will be, or maybe, and here's just a suggestion, because you can build a naturalist office in town, and you can build little desks to go in those offices, maybe if I click a desk in the naturalist office, like the naturalist will have filed mineralogical reports there, and that would be a nice, immersive way of referring to the surveying efforts, right? So we've got some cooked food going on here. I'm not seeing any, I know we've been cooking bushels of chilies. Well, they're not in the stockpile. I don't know where they went. But I've got other cooked food. Oh, there's one. But I've got other cooked foods going on as well. So mineralogist is off, busy discovering sources of coal. All the beds have been made. I think, actually, by the time some of this flax is ready to harvest, this... Oh, wait, I didn't build a textile mill. Yeah, maybe that's the next thing I should build then. Oh, we have some fishy visitors. Bud. And, Husail? Why am I can't remember. I must have ordered hostile relations with the fish people. Well, I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. Go get him, Brad Pitt. Oh dear. That purple explosion was an urchin grenade. Oh dear. Noted stage and film actor Brad Pitt has died at the hands of fish people. And now I have no soldiers. And the game is telling me I can't bury colonists because I have no graveyard. Well now. This is a pickle. Okay, I'm going to put a graveyard. Let's put it about here. Let's also clear this up a little bit. This is immensely messy. Actually, there's some fungus here. And some trees. Well, the fish people appear to have wandered off, but now I am without any military presence whatsoever. And I'm getting new overseers. And crops are spoiling because all my farmers are running in panic. Oh, what is this? Your colonists have awoken something that has lain dormant for strange come on. My wandering mineralogist has also disturbed the local Obeliscians. I don't know if you saw it like a fraction of a second there before the fog of war covered them again. It looks like a big black obelisk with dangling tentacles. Those are the mysterious and ancient Obeliscians, Eldritch artifacts of an ancient time or something. Crops are spoiling because either because animals are eating them or someone's not tending them in time. And I have let's see, Sadie Breezentomp. So I can accept black market goods, but they will hurt the colony. That is, if they're detected, that will penalize the prestige my colony earns. But our colony is kind of in dire straits right now. Yeah, I'm just going to take whatever it is, no questions asked. Oh, there's a beetle eating these crops. Beetles, these little beetles by the way, in addition to spawning spontaneously on the map, also spawn out of dead bodies. The dead bodies generate vermin, which is very bad because, well, bad for your crops. Hopefully someone will notice and come and squish the beetles. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Bandit raid. 2 bandits incoming. You know what? No, we're gonna fight them. Oh, someone has no... Oh, okay, I've got to pause the game. There's like 5 things happening at once here. First of all, I'm going to build a barracks because I desperately need more soldiers. I believe this is Brad Pitt's corpse out here in the fog of war. Just a modest barracks for now, because the barracks does not itself require much in the way of modules. Might as well put 1 bed in here. When it's done, I will be able to assign a work crew there, and they will become the overseer, or the overseer of the barracks becomes the new NCO. And then I can assign workers under him or her, and they become militia. And with enough training, the militia NCO and the militia fighters turn into proper soldiers. Okay, so remember how I accepted some black market goods earlier? And I think if we look in the bottom right here, 1 sphalerite, 2 stone, and 1 clay. So Leslie Brazencowl has noticed, and Leslie Brazencowl is one of my colonists. The colonists who are most likely to notice oddities are the ones who believe in the rule of law, and the ones who are very meticulous. And I've just lost an overseer, Fidelia Crimble. I'll get on to that. So Leslie has noticed some oddities in the records. I appear to have more in stock than I should. I can permit her to request an investigation from the ministry. I just leave it up to her, in which case I believe she will request an investigation, or I can have her killed. I'm just going to... You handle it, Leslie. And Leslie... Huh. Well, Leslie's happy with the way I've been managing the colony and is willing to overlook some inconsistencies. Good. Oh dear. My last chili plant has been eaten by beetles. One of my work crews is without a leader, presumably because they were just killed by fish people. Oh dear. Alright, let's see. The kitchen is still crewed and the carpentry is still crewed. So it was one of my other crews. My 2 farm crews are still intact. Fair enough. I don't know who it was. It was probably one of the newer overseers. Oh my goodness, what's going on now? Oh, the kitchen overseer just died. Speak of the devil. Edwina Walker has just died, so the kitchen crew is now without an overseer and will not be cooking food. And beetles have completely decimated all my crops. So I think what I need to do is... Okay, I'm going to pause the game again. So all hell is breaking loose on this colony because I had like 3 or 4 bad things happen simultaneously. First of all, I need a new kitchen overseer. Elwood Will, that's you. I've got 2 unassigned workers. I'm going to put one of you in the kitchen squad and one of you will go whatever. Just go here for now. I am having an issue with the rampaging fishmen. I'm not quite sure what to do about them. Oh, you have an objection to the Fishman policy, do you, Zora Golden Crimble? My policy of friendship? I had a... You know what? We're going to kill fish people on sight, as they've wreaked untold havoc on the colony here. Oh, autosave. Well, no saves coming this session for me. Well, at least Yaroslav is alive. Maybe he can wrangle the chili farm back into some use. I've got a little bit of prestige, but none of these... Actually, I'm going to take the criminal worker. We might starve for a bit, but we definitely need the workers. So, these guys in the stripy prison pajamas... Oh, my goodness, I've lost so many people. So, now the prisoners are here on loan on a work detail from the Empire. They are here and they come with their own overseer. So I believe Bellis Brazenchain. Yeah, here we go. This is Bellis Brazenchain's squad. I'm actually going to disable rest shifts for these guys. So these guys are on the call 24 hours a day. And I'm doing that because at the end of 3 days, they're just going to evaporate. They're going to fly back to the Empire. So I might as well get my money's worth while they're here. I don't care if they get grumpy because they don't get a chance to eat or sleep. Also, I have 2 more colonists arriving. So there we go. And hopefully the plague of beetles is ended. Okay, the barracks is complete. Time to assign Levuta Fryup? Sure. Levuta Fryup, you are now my military NCO. And I've got 3 unassigned workers. All of you guys in there and get to training. Now I don't have enough weapons to give all of my spontaneous militia soldiers, but they'll still train, so hopefully they'll be soldiers. They'll be good soldiers by the time I have weapons for them. Oh my goodness. So, after a bit of a crisis there, the colony population is back down to 18. I lost at least a third of my work crews there. I think I was pushing it by neglecting the military side of things for too long, and then the arrival of bandits and a couple of fish person attacks and beetles decimated my crops, like all in a very short period. But I think we're okay for now. So we'll let the colony recover a little bit, hopefully. I'm going to cut this one off here. I think this is a good place to end. So my name is Alfred. The game is Clockwork Empires, currently in Alpha 44. It's in early access. Oh my god, I've got another bandit raid incoming. Oh, it's just one bandit. Yeah, we'll fight him. Yeah. So, game's in early access, under development, not done yet. I hope, though, for those of you who've been interested in the game, this is giving you a taste of what gameplay is like. And if it looks interesting to you, feel free to check it out. They've got it's available on Steam, directly through Gaslamp Games, and also via the Humble store. Otherwise, I hope you found this interesting to watch. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you another day.